There's a book I want to tell you about that you've never probably heard of, but this book can transform your business. As a matter of fact, out of literally the hundreds, if not thousands of books I've read over the years, this is one of the top 10 books on business and growth that I've ever read. And here's the thing, it really isn't a business book per se. It's this book called Michael Jackson, Inc. And it is about the business empire that Michael Jackson built during his lifetime. And it's so important that you and I study people like this so we can understand what made them so great. And that ties into two important lessons that I want to share with you from this book that can and will transform your business. The first one comes from page 59, and it's talking about Michael Jackson and his desire to study and be the best. And it says this: Michael Jackson was a voracious reader, and he often spoke of studying the best in order to become better, not just in music, but in all sorts of fields. He studied Michelangelo, he studied the Beatles, he studied Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, and his quest was to figure out what it was and what the qualities are that made these people so successful. So for you, are you studying? Do you have books? Are you pouring yourself into understanding what is it that enables some entrepreneurs, some businesses to scale, to grow, and others to struggle and never reach their full potential? Maybe you're watching this and maybe that's you. Maybe you feel like you're stuck and you're struggling. I would encourage you to grab a copy of this book. This will help encourage you. It will give you some guidance. And then the other thing I want you to be aware of from Michael Jackson's life is this, that just before he was about to do his first ever solo show, this is what Michael Jackson said: I had just one major thought in mind and in heart, and it had to be the best, incredible, and unexpected. I determined that it had to be an incredible show. He was obsessed with doing something that would stand out, that was unexpected. And in the world that we live in today, in a world where anyone with a phone, with a camera can get on YouTube, can get on Facebook, can get on Instagram, whatever it may be, you have to be willing to do things that stand out. I mean, you look at the front of our office, for example, we have a 70-foot long octopus painted across the front of our building, right? It stands out. So I encourage you to grab a copy of this book, Michael Jackson, Inc., and study it. Pour yourself into people who have done the things you want to do. Seek out their advice, seek out their input. And here's what I can promise you. If you do, I'm not going to promise you won't have failures and you won't have struggles, but you will learn, you will grow, and ultimately that will lead to your success. See you next time.